Let's go to Peru.
Hi, I'm Klaus, and with me is Sebastian, and we're here to explain the two coffees we're sending out for subscribers this time around. We have two coffees for you this time, one from Peru that you'll explain in a minute, but I'll start with the Colombian from La Esperanza, from Ildefonso and Maribel Yara, who is a genuine power couple. We've been working with them for 13 years now.
All right. Yeah.
I remember the first time that my colleague Peter went to visit them, and he came back and talked about this guy who had been like really agitated at one of the meetings and were really passionate about coffee farming.
And you went there when?
I went there in, I think it was 2019.
All right. Yeah,
so
cool.
It's a bit time ago. I should go back. Now you ask me. But they're lovely people. It was actually Ildefonso's father who planted the farm originally back in 1982.
Oh, wow.
And some of the roots are still there. They inherited the farm. I think his brother also inherited part of the farm. And they've been producing coffee for many years now. Their daughter is also now a very avid cupper.
She's a Q grader already.
Q grader, even. Yeah. And while Ildefonso focuses most of his energy on the farm work, on producing the coffees, Maribel is, well, she's more like the boss lady who actually runs the farm. She's the one who will push us on prices, for example. I remember that vividly. She's into poetry. She's a person that has a really good broad view on life, I think, in general. On the farm, they grow a bunch of different varieties, but this one is actually the geisha. It's kind of traditional wash. They said when I visited that one of the challenges they have had is that radiation from the sun has increased over the last 20 years basically. So drying, they're really careful not drying too fast. So they start with a shaded drying and then finish a little bit more in the sunlight for the rest of it. Besides that, it's very traditionally washed. Fermentations, I think 12 to 48 hours if I remember correctly. Can vary depending on temperature and so on. So very clean cup profile, very elegant.
Should we give it a quick taste?
Or should we give it straight away?
Give it a slurp.
All right.
I think it's everything which you can expect of a super well produced Colombian geisha.
Yeah.
Fantastic, like the stone fruit driven sweetness.
Yeah.
Really nice florality, some bergamot in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Really light as well, like nice texture to it, but not heavy or anything.
No,
it's
more in the creamy
elegant,
direction maybe, right?
Dial it in to make sure you keep the aromatics, but don't be afraid to push it a little bit. In my view, I think others like their geisha super light. I think you want to push the extraction a little bit to get enough aroma out of it as well. And that goes for both espresso and filter brews. Yeah.
Nice. Let's go to Peru. So this is a producer that I got to visit first time last year actually, when I took over the country responsibility for Peru. And they're located in Cajamarca. So it's a super famous region in the very north of Peru, just south of the border to Ecuador. And I say very famous because they're really ever since the inception, have been dominating the Cup of Excellence, basically. So it is still the most prestigious coffee growing region in Peru at the moment. But there's this little Cusco, Cajamarca thing going on.
Nice.
It's a Finca El Morito. The town is called El Diamante. And it's really just next to the Ecuadorian border. And I met them for the first time, and I met David Flores first. And he's a powerhouse. Yeah. Like, you can grasp it. And they have so much energy. And this is also kind of reflected in the trajectory of the company. Yeah. So the Flores family has been making coffee in this region from the 70s onwards. They're actually from a different region in Peru, but then the father, Faustino, moved there and started producing coffee. And they've been making good coffee, but just making coffee for a long time, but really always with a focus from the beginning on quality. And then actually in 22, for the first time, a coffee from Faustino placed in the Cup of Excellence. Faustino and his son David, they realized what that can do. So this recognition for quality, they can do. And since then it was clear for them, specialty coffee is what they're gonna go for and what they're gonna specialize on. They actually in 22 formalized themselves as an export cooperative. So they export their own coffees. Okay. And from the wider community. So it's the whole Flores family, which is huge. It's almost the whole town. And then also neighbors, and they buy the coffees and process them and export them. And David has been super down the rabbit hole of specialty coffee. And I think it's a fantastic coffee. This is a blend from 3 producers. Yeah. And the varieties are Yellow Caturo, some Red Bourbon, a little bit of Catimor.
So with those varieties, I would expect really good sweetness. Expect like nice creamy texture, body. wouldn't expect like geisha-like aromas
No,
at all.
no.
So it's a different kind of like
Yeah.
trajectory of like more balance
Yes.
and
I think-
sweetness.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think it's a good.
That's what I get.
It's nice what we propose here, I think, without clapping too much on our own backs. But here we have this really delicate, complex geisha, and I think this one you roll out of bed in the morning, and
Yeah.
you give me a mug of that one. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
it's like a chuggable kind
Yeah.
of coffee.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like cacao, it's with chocolate. But then what I really appreciate about these coffees from northern Peru as well, they have this roundness, this full body, but you get this elegant, maybe orangey, delicate acidity at the same time.
Yeah, and I get a little bit of like a dried fruit note that reminds me a little of cascara as well.
Yeah.
Is that like the fermentation? Are they doing just straight wash,
Yeah.
or is it a mix? Or
I mean, first of all, they harvest nothing under 20 bricks.
yeah, so high sweetness.
High sweetness.
cherries.
Yes. And then they do pre-fermentation before the depulping in hermetically sealed containers.
Okay, so
And
that's
David
what's
says
giving that
gives his,
fruit.
yeah, that's
Okay.
what he says. Delicious northern Peruvian round sweet coffee.
Any tips for brewing this one?
Keep it easy. I don't know. I think this is what we've been brewing it for quite a bit now and cupping it, and I think it tastes good across such a broad range of brewing approaches. You can brew it lighter, then the more orangey, delicate thing comes out.
Yeah.
Dose up a bit, go a bit finer. You get more chocolatey notes out of it. Tastes great as espresso as well.
Yeah.
It's a good all-rounder.
Good all rounder.
Yeah.
Nice. So something a little more all round pleasing, and something a little more delicate, and definitely more aromatic in the geisha.
exactly.
Thanks so much for sharing these
No,
coffees
thank you.
with me.
And we hope you enjoy them. Thank you.
See you.